my house is on, and my nan's house is on, because we live around the corner from each other. They charge everyone 15. It's only 15 quid a year, you know, for ground rent.
Yeah.
And I've been paying that. But since I learned this, I thought, you know something, I don't remember ever signing the contract for that. Ever. Yeah. So I wrote that letter to them, and I've not heard from them. Before that, they went, you owe us this, you owe us that, you're going to pay us this, you're going to pay us that, when are you going to pay us this? Pay us immediately.
Yeah.
So I sent them that, not heard a single thing off them. There's also another one. I accidentally jumped a red light in Davenport in Hazel Grove. I didn't actually jump it. I didn't go past the red light. What I went past was a sensor, you know, that, and I stopped at the light. Yeah. So you got the picture there of me, which was taken against my consent, may I add. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then you feel, anyway, I got off topic. Anyway, they sent me, you know, notice of intended prosecution. So it's a notice to start with. It's not, you know, it's just a notice intended. And so I sent them the same thing, but detailing acts and statutes and how they differ from law, and this and that. And I've not heard. They bothered me. They sent final request for information. So I sent them one back saying final request for information denied. And they've not sent anything back. But what can they do? They've not got my name, they've not got my date of birth. I've not entered into a contract with them. Best thing to do is anything you get is just write on the outside of, well, and actually I think the best thing to do is probably do these letters, to be honest, because they've let me see how they think of it as well. For example, that Moorcroft one. This Moorcroft one.
Yeah, this is interesting. Internet, that was,
yeah, I know, it's unreal. But let me just show you from Moorcroft what they said regarding this, because this is brilliant. This is, I love this. I buzz off this. I probably need to get a life these days. But don't know where it is now. Let's have a butcher's. Here it is. Because you know, I make claims from them, because they come to me with this big swagger, this bowl, and you pay us that, and I've said, well, you owe me. Oh, you got my name right, thanks very much, but you owe me 50 quid for sending me a letter, and 50 quid for my reply and my time. Yeah. Times 2, so that's like 100 quid or whatever, you know. Yeah. And they've put in here, see, this is my point to them, they put, in our view, by law, we do not have a contractual or any other relationship with you that could give rise to an obligation on us to meet your administration or other fees in this situation. That's exactly what I told them. That's exactly why I'm not paying them anything. That's exactly why I don't owe them anything. Nor do they owe me anything. But that, because I put that in my letter, made them write that. See, they trip up on themselves. They give too much away. They are morons of the highest magnitude, you know.
They rely on people's ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. And they do. But ignorance is prolific in society. It's what... Ignorance is held to high esteem, whereas intelligence is belittled, you're discredited, you're made fun of. Like, I'm a teacher, well, not teaching for a bit, because I'm looking after my nan last 4 months, but, you know, kids are smart, they get called nerds, they get belittled. Yeah. Same thing in society. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my lad had it. I mean, my lad was I'm not, you know, but he had like 14 GCSEs and but he got grief for being smart, for being a smart kid.
But that's it, but they do, and now it's, if you're a critical thinker, which means you think about stuff, you make it your duty to actually analyse things and think, I don't believe what I'm being told here. I mean, why should you believe what you're being told anyway? I mean, you're the highest authority in your existence. Nobody should be telling you what to do or where to go, you know. And
that was brilliant. And what
were we up to?
Well, what were you now? We're gonna talk about Larry Warren and well, all of them.
Richard Dolan
and well, there was all those.
Jeff Burrows.
John Burrows. He was so good.
Yeah,
he was so good.
He was interesting, wasn't he? Because he talked about the physiological effects of the event of Rendlesham.
Yeah. And was he the one that touched the craft? Who touched the craft?
I can't remember now.
Isn't it? It's one of them.
He went near it.
It's like, all I remember Richard Dolan saying is talking about his dog. That's the only thing I can remember. And he was saying,
Richard Dolan talking about it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you're joking.
Yeah. That's the only little bit I remember.
What are you like? That is shocking, that is. No, he was dead good, he was. But that was an interesting story.
I remember
because the story was he was looking at his dog, feeding his dog, and he gave him the food, and he was thinking, my dog's pretty smart, you know, he knows his food and his thing, he knows where it is.
He knows when he gets this tin.
He knows when he gets the tin, his food's coming, like Pavlov's dogs and all that. And then he said, well, my dog's that intelligent, and I'm that intelligent, which is only, say, a bit above the dog. Yeah. But that's the human scale. What's above that, you know? Yeah. What could be double that?
Yeah.
What could have been around for millions and millions of years, longer than we've been here, around, you know? That guy you had on, was it 2 Thursdays ago? Derek, talking about his experience.
He was lovely,
in Rendlesham. That was interesting, wasn't it? Where he said the figures in the woods and the giant, but the same sort of orangey orb thing.
Yeah.
Now, what fascinates me about this is the orangey orb thing is very much, it's exactly what I saw in, was it July when it was all kicking off? Because during July, I mean, that's why I'm here, isn't it?
Lime Park.
Like the first week of July, start spotting UFOs, but they don't look like craft though, they just look like, well, either light or, well, this one did. Well, it didn't look like a craft, it was quite far away, coming down to the horizon. It was a spherical, it was a sphere, and it was orange, and it had like a vapour trail behind it, where it seemed to be disturbing the air, but the thing is, it moved a huge distance down to the horizon and back up within a second. It was unreal. Believe me, and I've not seen anything since. I've not seen anything. I used to see these, what I call them frequent flyers, like big glowing light balls of light or whatever they are. They don't even look like it, but just light. And they've drifted across quite low and then just disappeared. And I've seen multitudes of them, very high altitudes. That's the last time I ever saw anything. And nothing now.
But have you seen that guy? He's in America somewhere, and he's done something to a camera, and he's been able to take pictures of craft. Way deep in space.
I think I know a guy. Is this a guy talking about the solar UFOs? No, the disc type things that he's seen at different shutter speeds.
Really weird shapes.
Yeah,
really weird shapes.
There was that one. I know it's a bit old now, but I'd not seen it until recently. And it was a NASA picture, isn't it? Well, it's a NASA film, isn't it, of the sun, our sun, and it's got a huge spherical kind of shape next to it. Sucking off plasma and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't see it. You just see like an outline, don't you?
Yeah.
And the plasma going round it, and then it just zips off.
Yeah.
And it pulls the plasma with it, and you can see
it. Yeah.
And they're saying that whatever that is, it's the size of Jupiter.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff going on that is another level. It's another level right now, and what's going on with ISIS as well? ISIS, Ebola, all these lies. It's like
Ebola. Well,
it's like they're putting pieces of the chessboard.
Patent on it. Why would Ebola? Yeah. Why would the US want to patent a disease?
They already put smallpox in Africa, didn't they? With the vaccines. I don't trust vaccines. Don't trust them at all. They put mercury in them.
Yeah.
It's like the water. They put fluoride in it. I've got that letter here from United Utilities on another subject, which confirms their admittance of putting fluoride in our water, which is a neurotoxin. It's just nuts. You know, we're surrounded by it though. This is it. This is where I've got now. I've had enough. I don't want to pay these people anymore. I don't owe them anything. All they are is just energy vampires. See, money is energy, and look at us all. We think we owe them everything. Don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
You know, these are the people that have corrupted us, destroyed our morals, and made us fascinated with TV and stupidness instead of intelligence.
Well, it's things, innit? They've got a lot of
things.
Material.
Absolutely. We've become. I think really we are quite spiritual organisms. Really,
we're born that way.
Yeah, we're born that way.
We don't. Yeah,
we're born very spiritual. We're born without prejudice, without judgment. And that's beaten out of us as we're told to ridicule that instead of, but we need to stop that. We need to redefine the society so we can actually evolve as spiritual beings, because we're taken away from that. Told to be obsessed about money, fines, obviously all this corporate stuff. They think they class us as corporations. They class us as a number on a piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not happening. It's my way or the highway. You see, I fully expect to get pulled over with my car being deregistered, because my number plate says Namaste on it now. You know, and it's good enough. Well,
Brilliant.
My number plate says...
My daughter thought that was a brilliant name.
It is,
to call your car.
Yeah. Namaste. And if I get pulled over, and if I get arrested, it will be an unlawful arrest. And if I get the car taken off me, then that'll be unlawful. But I accept it. You see, this is what we need to do now. We need to stop being afraid. Obviously, I must admit, I'm in a position where, because I'm looking after my nan, I don't need to use my car that much. I'm going to get a bike anyway.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to pay them. And this is a way of making non-compliance work, you know.
Yeah. And you're not being violent about anything.
Violent. No, we don't need a bloody revolution.
No.
All we need, well, we need a revolution, let's put it that way, but we need a personal revolution. So many people have said in the past that really the revolution starts inside. If you can't change to begin with, if you can't change your perspective on the world, then you can't do anything. You need that we need that personal revolution to begin with. Those revelations that make you understand that you're being lied to, that you're being conned, and that you need to be angry about it. Nothing wrong with anger. It's a human emotion. You know, I know buddies saying you shouldn't be annoyed. You shouldn't be annoyed. But you should be annoyed, actually. Because if you're not annoyed, you don't get anything done. It's a human emotion. Who are you to say, don't feel like human emotion? Are you for real? You got to do it a different way. You got to do it a different way.
He meant it in the nicest way, but he was saying, oh, Sandra, you get too angry.
Good. You should do.
Yeah.
Because I'm really annoyed now. And I'm a really happy, positive, outgoing person, and I love life. Absolutely adore. I don't like being here in this country. You know, it's insidious, and that's why we're leaving one day. But I love life, and that's why I really want people to get onto this common law stuff.
Yeah. I want to die
because
a free woman.
Yeah, it works. It works. And if we all did it, can you imagine parking? A company that deals with, you know, car parks and parking fines and all that. What would happen if you stopped paying your parking fines to that company? It would go bankrupt, wouldn't it? It would no longer. It would cease to exist.
Do you remember when they didn't exist?
Yeah.
When you didn't have
we can be back there again by not complying with their nonsense.
When people didn't pay to go and visit somebody in hospital. I mean, I remember thinking that is evil. You know, charging people, taking advantage of people that are in
But that's it, that's what happens. What I always say, because I studied biology at uni, I know from uni that because I did parasitology, but parasitism is the norm in nature. You know, like your rabbits are full of things called Graphidium strianosum, which is like a nematode worm. But the same thing goes with society.
Yeah.
Parasitism is the norm, and corruption is. Why should it be any different from humans to another species?
The Queen,
but it's just in a different way. It's just a corporate way. They are parasites. They always have been.
Yeah.
We need to wake up, because when we get that knowledge is power, and they will not have that power over us anymore if we know what they're up to. If everybody got these letters and wrote to the corporations making claims off them, those corporations would cease to exist.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Brilliant. So why wrote John Harris?
Oh, John Harris, it's an illusion. He woke me up to this common law stuff. He was amazing. He's a British guy, and I think the lecture started in 2009. You know, he came across this common law, did his reading on it, and realised that it's valid, it's truthful, and he started using it, and he started winning success. And you see, people say, why don't you want to pay that bill? Well, there's no bill. There is no bill. There is no debt. People don't understand this, you know, and they give you all this. It's just annoying.
Especially coming from a mobile phone. I mean, it's an airwave who belongs.
This is it. I mean,
is it God?
The thing is, I don't even use their thingamajig anymore. I've still got the phone, but like I say, I don't really care anyway. At the end of the day, there's no contract there by law. I don't need to owe anything, and it's as simple as that. And if we look at it this way, McDonald's is a corporation. It's just like McDonald's fining people for walking past the shop too fast. You know, they haven't got people say, you haven't got the right to do that.
They probably would.
Well, they haven't got the right to do that, and neither has the UK. Neither is the government.
Yeah.
Neither is